The Miata's paint clearly looks like doo-doo. So the question is, can I fix it? And can I fix it using toothpaste?
Oh, this is gonna be a mess, dude.
I doubt it. So detailing your car can only do so much in terms of making your paint look good. But I know a lot of you guys are looking for cheaper and quicker methods for this kind of stuff, so that's what we're here to do today. We're gonna try 3 different methods of paint correction on the Miata, and we're gonna see what pans out the best. We're gonna look at my tried and true method for paint correction, a standard compound, polish, and wax. Then we're gonna go with a much cheaper, much quicker all-in-one method. And then we're gonna go with the bootleg hack of all bootleg hacks. We're gonna rub some toothpaste on the Miata and see if that does anything for the state of the paint. All right, so what do I mean when I say paint correction? Well, I basically mean the process of removing surface imperfections from your paint. The top 3 of those being surface scratches and swirl marks that happen over the years from poor wash practices and all sorts of things. Then we've got water etching, like right here, from water being on the car and drying in the sun and leaving some hard mineral deposits in the paint. And then we've got oxidation, which you can see here on the front bumper. Oxidized, not oxidized. So hopefully today at least one of these methods will fix all 3 of these problems. We've got the hood divided into thirds so we can compare our products nice and easily next to each other. I gave it a thorough wash and a clay bar last night to get rid of any of the surface contaminants, any stuff stuck in the paint. I think this will do something. I think this will do pretty dang good. I don't think this is gonna do anything except rub toothpaste on my car. All right, let's take a deep dive into that first kit and see how many scratches, swirls, and oxidation we can remove. Okay, so in this kit, we've got what I believe to be a pretty good setup. It's very commonly available. You can get this stuff pretty much anywhere. It's a Meguiar's 105. This is our cutting compound. And then we've got the Meguiar's 205, which is their finishing polish. And then once we go through those 2 steps, we'll finish off with a nice paste wax, which should give us a beautiful protected shine that should last a long time. So I'm expecting great results out of this. I don't see it going any other way. All right, so let's get started with the cutting compound.
We're just gonna use about 4 pea-sized drops here. The easiest thing to do with this, I think, is use too much product. I'm gonna add a little water to the pad, keep it lubed up, tap it out. Kind of get it spread around, get it started, and we'll put it on the lowest speed, get it started out. So after just a quick pass, this does look a lot better. Now, one of the hallmarks of good paint correction products is how easily it comes off when you're done, how easily it wipes off. And honestly, that's one of my biggest gripes with the Meguiar stuff is it gets a little gummy sometimes and kind of hard to wipe away. So we'll see, maybe the toothpaste will be better. Okay, now we're moving on to our polish pad. Basically, this is just a little bit softer, a little less aggressive of a foam. With some pea-sized drops. Now that we've got a nice flat surface from the compound, the polish is gonna bring back that shine and really make it look good. Just keep it moving, not too fast, not too slow. All right, so now that we've finished the polish, we're ready to put on a wax. Well, waxing is one of the only times that you're allowed to use circular motions on your paint. And that's really because it's such a soft thing and your paint should be very clean when you get to this point that you're not gonna put any scratches in it doing it this way. So it doesn't take too much, doesn't take any pressure. You just want to get a nice even coating on the whole car, let it dry, and then buff it off. Overall, it looks so much better. The reflection, my reflection in the paint is like almost night and day, I would say. And I'm pretty pleased with how this front bumper turned out in this section. That was a lot of oxidation and we pretty well reversed most of it, if not all of it. Those surface scratches and swirl marks are all but gone. Maybe some of the deepest ones remain. Overall, the water etching has gone down considerably. We've still got a few spots though that I can see. All right, so now that we've seen what is possible with a very thorough paint correction method, let's move on to the cheaper and quicker method and see if we can return the same results. Be kind of cool if we could. Cheaper, quicker, what more do you want? Okay, let's get this stuff. Is this stuff open? Let's see how it smells. It smells pretty good. God, detailing stuff just smells the best sometimes. Come give her a whiff.
Smells like grapes.
So after using this for a minute, it's actually pretty easy to work with. It doesn't gum up at all like the 3M stuff, which is very cool because that is my biggest gripe with the 3M stuff. It does splatter a lot. So I mean, I think it's a pretty thin product. It does kind of fling, which, you know, I can kind of try to mitigate, but only so much. As far as the hood goes, for swirl marks and scratches, now we haven't really inspected it yet, but it seemed to do a decent job for just one step. I don't think it's gonna do as good on the oxidation on the bumper though. I'll do a couple. I'll give it as good a chance as she could ever have, because I want it to work. You know, this is easier for sure. Whew. It might be in competition. Let's see, let's keep going. All right, so the second one, our $20 compound polish and wax in one, actually did pretty good. It was easy to work with really long working times. It seemed to do a pretty good job on surface scratches. All the light scratching seems to be pretty well worked out, but I will say I don't think it went quite as deep, didn't cut quite as deep, and didn't really Zamboni as well as the compound on the first one. It didn't do nearly as good on the water etching, and it did pretty good on the oxidation on the bumper. Maybe not quite as good. But honestly, for $20 and for how much quicker that was than this, especially if your paint is in a little bit better shape to start with than this, not a bad option. I'm honestly pretty impressed with it. Now it's time to jump down the old rabbit hole of internet and put some toothpaste on the hood and see what that does. I got some whitening Colgate and we're ready to try it out. If it works, I'm a toothpaste believer. Time for toothpaste. All right, when it comes to the toothpaste trick, I want to make sure we're doing this right. And honestly, this is kind of news to me that this supposedly works. So I've been made aware of some YouTube videos where some people go through this and show you how to do it. So I've been watching them to make sure that we give this a fair shake, because who knows, what if it works? That could be cool. All right, so it seems like from watching these videos, there are really two processes for the toothpaste method that are prevalent online. One is just buffing with the toothpaste, kind of like what we've been doing with our products so far. And the other is to smear the toothpaste on, let it dry, and then buff it off. Let's do it. So I guess we'll try the buffer method. So we're gonna add a pretty good amount of water to the pad and just do some pea-sized drops, baby. See how it taps out. This is gonna be a mess. It does smell good. Once you get the water mixture right, it actually works pretty well with the buffer and feels okay. I'll wash it off a little better and then we'll give it another crack. Makes a lot of noise. It's definitely not doing nothing. I mean, it's fixing some scratches for sure. The proof is in the paste. Let's keep going. All right, so before we move on to the bumper, one of the videos about toothpaste said that you have to apply the toothpaste and then let it sit for about 5 or 10 minutes and then you work it. There's a pretty good scratch right here. I'm gonna put some toothpaste on it, smear it in, and let it sit while I do the bumper, and then we'll check the scratch, see if we can make it any better with that method. Okay, so after giving the toothpaste the best shot we could manage to give it, it doesn't seem like it did a whole lot. I would say overall it does look a little bit cleaner and a little shinier at a glance, but you know, I think if we put pretty much anything on a buffer and buffed it like that, we would get that effect. When you look closely, it really didn't do much for the light scratches, which is where I thought it might actually be able to work, and it didn't do much. It literally did nothing for the bumper, and
also didn't do anything for water etching. So in my opinion, the toothpaste thing, that is kind of myth busted. So what have we learned today? Well, in my opinion, if you want to correct your paint, there's nothing better than the tried and true method. With the $20 product from Amazon, honestly, it didn't do bad. It did better than I expected. It did a pretty dang good job on scratches. It did pretty well on the oxidation. And the fact is, it costs a fraction of this. It cost 20 bucks for this bottle. And I think this was the best to work with in terms of actually buffing. It also claims to be a wax amongst the other things it claims to be. And we tested how well it left a waxed protected coating on just by pouring some water onto the paint, and it didn't beat up very well with this, where obviously with our paste wax, this section is very well protected. Now the toothpaste, on the other hand, just didn't do anything. And that's kind of what I was expecting. I think toothpaste is meant for your mouth. And it's honestly, per ounce, not that much cheaper than this. If you want to save some money and some time, then this really isn't a bad method. But if you want to get the best looking paint you can and you don't mind spending a whole day buffing your car, then I gotta recommend the tried and true compound, polish, and wax. And that's what I'm gonna do to the rest of the Miata to get the rest of it looking this good, so you guys can quit hating on my terrible looking bumper, and then maybe one of these days, we'll fix that fender. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to see a video on how to get your paint ready for paint correction, then go check out my video on detailing. Let me know in the comments below what else you want to see us do to the Miata, and let me know if there's any other DIY hacks or tricks that you want to see us try out, because, well, I don't want to do anything else with toothpaste, but I'll do some other stuff. Follow me on Instagram @ZachJob and Donut @DonutMedia. Thank you, guys. We'll see you next week.